Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So some phones are definitely ahead of their time, and the Axon 7 is one of them. This phone came out way back in 2016, and we're in 2018. Long time, right? Yeah, this phone came out a while back, and when it first came out, everybody was googly eyes all over it. Definitely a win-win. It got some controversy or things like that based on what it was offering. Oh, ZTE, the software. There was always something going on with this phone, but in the end, people fell in love with it. They didn't have a choice. Once they started to see what other flagships were offering, they knew that this was a good buy, and then it kind of faded away. They stopped selling it. I'm sure this was a hot seller. But the Axon 9 is what a lot of you guys are interested in. But here's some reasons why the Axon 8 is still relevant in 2018. This phone, first of all, it has a Quad HD display, 1440 by 2560. It has 5.5 inches, and it's also an AMOLED display, so it's absolutely beautiful. This is something that a lot of people desire, in a device, AMOLED displays. And this phone right here has the 16:9 ratio, which is something that people still love, and some people envy that don't have it anymore with the 18:9 ratio. The aluminum body that's on this phone mine is in pristine condition because I keep it in a case full time when I'm not using it. Shout out to Pristine Tech. This is just a great design. It came in two colors. It came in this gold and a gray color, which is really nice. Really wanted the gray color. You can still grab these. They're still. They even had a 6 gig version, 128 gig model come out. This is the 4 gig, 64 gig model. With that being said, has an SD card. That's something to still be desired by a lot of people, and some people don't want to get rid of SD card slots. It has a headphone jack. That's also something. And with that headphone jack, you also get a high quality DAC. So that's something that a lot of phones today are not offering. Samsung is one of the few people that are still offering headphone jacks as a company. It's one of the few companies, I should say, that's still offering a headphone jack. And this is a huge plus. 3,250 milliamp hour battery in here. Great battery life. Some things you're just not getting on other phones. But what makes this phone stand out is the dual front-firing speakers. To me, these still are not matched by any phone. And there's a lot of phones out there that sound louder, but the quality of the sound of these speakers is absolutely stunning. It is just great. And this is just all the more reason that I feel like when the Axon 9 comes, I think it's going to be just mind-blowing, because I know ZTE is going to bring the Dolby Atmos again for the speakers. I know they're going to go ahead and bring some front-firing speakers, hopefully, even if they do one to the earpiece and one at the bottom. I don't know how it's going to look, but I know ZTE is going to bring something great for the Axon 9. Sticking with this form factor will be sweet. I would like to see some upgrades with the Axon 9, though. Now, I would like them to stretch it out a little bit more and give us a 6-inch display or a 5.9-inch display in this same body. It's totally possible, and we can still keep these dual front-firing speakers, even if they slim the bezels a little bit. That would be great. This design overall, though, is beautiful as is. And I know there's a ton of you guys out there that are still using the Axon 7. I know you are. The Axon 8, the Axon 9, whatever it's going to be, I think we're going to be in for a huge surprise when we finally see it. It's going to be really, really good. Now, with that, there were a few drawbacks that I've talked about over the entire time of owning this phone, and a lot of it was dealt with the camera. The camera software on here was not the best, and I'm on 7.1.1, by the way. The camera software was not the best. And I still to this day think that ZTE needs to either use the stock camera app from Google as a default or upgrade their current camera app, because the camera in this phone can be really good. It doesn't have a slow shutter. All the updates that I've gotten have been fantastic. It's really good. So the camera software itself definitely needs an upgrade, and the rear camera, to me, needs a different sensor, because this is a 20 megapixel camera on the back, and I feel like it needs a better sensor to compete. They could go down to a 12 megapixel like most companies are doing. And you don't have to do a dual camera setup like most companies are doing. You could just do a single 12 megapixel like on the S9, or excuse me, I'm sorry, take that back, like on the S8, and you'll be fine as long as the sensor and the optics are good. But you know, this has a Snapdragon 820 and it is still running like a champ. I mean, this phone is absolutely great. I don't have any problems with anything on here. Sometimes I do use this for phone calls and definitely use it for media content. It is just a win-win. You can't go wrong with this phone. And I wanted to give you a follow-up video, let you know some wish list things for me on the Axon 9. I think I've said it. I want a bigger screen in this same body. I want dual front firing speakers still. I want a better single camera if we're going to go with a single camera. And the front camera was actually really solid for me. I just don't have any problems with the front camera. But overall, this phone is still very solid. Yeah, it's not running. You can put 8.0 on here. You can put 8.0 on here, 8.0 on if you want to, I believe. But I'm running 7.1.1 and I'm perfectly fine with that. I just don't have any problems with the phone itself. I'm not mad at ZTE for bringing a killer phone, and I'm totally happy that I still own this device. This is a 2-year-old device pretty much, and it's, you know, almost 2 years. It came out in June of 2016, and today it is still better than several of the flagships that are out, because this has better hardware, it has better speakers, it's got great battery life, it's got a great screen. It's just a real good phone. So I want to do a quick follow-up. Axon 7 owners, what is your wish list for the Axon 8 or /9, whatever it's going to be called? What's your wish list? Leave it down below. It's your man Jay Will, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.